Oh well, hello there. Elegoo reached out to us with their new Centauri Crabon if we wanted to test it and if we want to print an awesome prop on it. So we did. And today I'm gonna show you what prop it is and we're gonna finish it. So stay tuned. When the printer came in, it was plug and play. We installed it and we immediately start printing with it. We printed Thor Stormbreaker. I'm a huge Marvel fan and I saw this model at Nico Industries, so I bought the file and we started to print it on the Centauri Crabon. It came out really nice. I did assemble some parts just to check if they fitted together nicely and everything, so they did. It's really heavy, it's a big hammer. And now we're gonna assemble it and paint it, prime it, everything. So I hope you're gonna enjoy. First of all, let us remove all the supports because I'm lazy and I didn't do that. So let's do it. I got my tweezers, I got a little banged up hobby knife. And we're gonna remove all the little supports in the crevices. So yeah, that's gonna take a while. We need to remove all the little supports in between the vines. It's Groot's arm, so I assume they're vined. On the big parts there are some supports as well, but we're going to remove it. So let's run a time lapse. So yeah, it's been a minute. I removed all the supports, so now we're gonna assemble some parts, cut this wooden dowel to size and yeah, try to fit it together. I got my super glue and my accelerator because I'm very impatient with super glue. So yeah, let's glue these first parts together. Okay, so a lot of things happened in the meantime that I tried to assemble this one. Some things went wrong, some things broke, yeah. It is what it is. But now we got it assembled and maybe it's a bit big, but I like it. I like the print quality and how it came out of the printer, so that's nice. We're gonna fill the seams with some PLA and a little wood burner. But first of all, remember, wear your protection for your lungs and everything. Most of these seams I get joined together with some PLA and the wood burning tool. Now we got the little seams everywhere where it broke or it joined together, and we're gonna fill them with some epoxy sculpt. It's two parts, so we're gonna take part A and part B. Let's see, take equal amounts. So what I'd like to do is roll them in a small ball, like this, and then do the same on the other side. Let's see. Sometimes it's a bit hard to take the epoxy sculpt out, but no problem. And part B, roll them in a ball. I'm gonna check if they are equal. They're not. So make them equal. Well, almost. Let's check it. Ooh. Yeah, they're equal. So then what we're gonna do is knead them together, like mixing the colors. And it's done when it's one unified color. So here we got our seam and a little bit of epoxy sculpt. To make it easier, we can use some water, just water it down a bit. And then we can press it in the seams. This stuff is very sticky, so that's nice. And to smooth it out or to work better with it, make some little details. You can make details afterwards, but I like to do it immediately. And don't risk the chance that I forget to make some details. Just smooth it out, blend it a bit. Ooh. This. It's been 24 hours since we last touched Stormbreaker. We filled it in with the epoxy sculpt. We also tried the technique with the wood burner and the Pillet plastic. This didn't turn out the way I liked it to be. It didn't stick. It was a lesson for me. I tried it for the first time, so let it be a lesson for you. Stick with the epoxy sculpt. It's really nice. We also did a lot of sanding on this thing. The amount of time it took for us to sand this thing, at least for me, it's insane. I was really happy I could sand it with my power tools, but in a lot of the cases, especially on the handle, I needed to hand sand it with I went from I think 60 grit to like 200 grit sandpaper. I think it's finally time to prime this thing. So we're back. As you could see, I did prime Stormbreaker. I also put the first layer of the silver spray paint, and the rest of Stormbreaker I'm gonna paint by hand. Now, you might wonder, Bram, why are you gonna paint Stormbreaker by hand instead of airbrushing or spray painting? It has to do with the texture. Like, you can see it in the reference images up here somewhere. I make sure to put them there. And you can see it actually in the movie. Stormbreaker is casted metal. And casted metal has a type of texture when it's being cast and cooled off. And I want to bring that over to our 3D printed prop. As you can see on the references, some parts of the eggs are more shiny. Other parts are a little bit more dull and darker color. So I got my Cos Paint forged iron right here. I did my Ezio armor with this one. I really like the color and the overall feel of it. I also got a sponge and some brushes and my cup of water. In case if I'm thirsty. No, it's a joke. It's just, you know, it's for the paintbrushes. We go on. Like I said, some parts of Stormbreaker are less shiny in the reference images and darker color. So what we're gonna do is first we take our brush and we're gonna do the sides little by little so we don't touch the shiny parts. Make sure your paint is still a little bit wet or not dry yet, and then we're gonna just dab it lightly with the sponge, and so we're gonna bring out some textures. Don't try to rub like with your sponge because it will ruin your texture a bit. But like I said, casted metal has a specific type of feel to it, a specific type of texture. And I want to bring that back to our 3D printed, I want to translate it back to a 3D printed prop. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So I just finished painting these parts. They look awesome. I really like the texture that the sponge gave it. Now we're gonna paint the handle. We got some different types of brown for it, and we also gonna do it by hand with the brushes. Okay, so now we got our brush and our base layer of brown, and we're gonna just slather it on, just like that. Don't worry too much about the color or the brush strokes yet, because it's just the base layer. We need to do a lot of layers with this one just to give it the real wood feel, just so to say it. Like you can see, Stormbreaker is coming together real nice. I paint the whole handle and now it's time for some weathering. For the weathering we're gonna use different shades of brown and light brown. We even got some green just to get in there, like kinda a mossy effect, you know. It's still a Groot's arm, it's still a tree, so a little bit of green should fit in. Then eventually for the blade we go in with some black washes and some dry brushing. So that's what we're gonna do right now. As you can see, I got my paints here, my cup of water, my little cheap ass cardboard mix thingy, and a paper towel. And now we're gonna start with the darkest brown and probably make it even darker. It wants to come out. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna dilute it with a lot of water, like this. And then I'm gonna just slather it on there. Just get it in there. While immediately wiping it away. Just to get it in those crevices so that we get different layers of this handle. Okay, so we did the dark parts on the handle and on the axe blade. Now there's only one thing left to do in the weathering process, at least for this hammer. Highlights. So we're gonna lightly dry brush some highlights on this, and on the axe blade some scratches, a little bit of rub and buff, and then the axe is finished. I got my highlighter color right here on this piece of cardboard, and I'm gonna brush almost everything off my brush, so it's really dry, there's almost nothing on it, like this. And then I'm just going to go lightly, very lightly, over the high spots on the roots. That's what I'm going to do for the whole handle. The last thing I did, as you can see in the footage right here, is add some rub and buff to the sides, just with the dry brushing technique. I think the rub and buff turns out really great. It just highlights those hard metal parts and edges, so that's something I personally really like. That was the last step we needed to do to finish Stormbreaker, so let's see how it turned out. So Stormbreaker is finally finished, and it took us some time. It's still a 3D print, but it took some effort to put it together. There were some hiccups, and if you follow me on Instagram, I put it in my story as well. Make sure to check out both our Instagram channels. I really want to thank Illigu for sending us the Centauri Crabon. Without the printer, this wasn't possible to make. So make sure to check out Illigu's website and maybe check out the Centauri Crabon. I'll just leave it up to you. You can see what it can print, so and what quality. You know, it's worth checking out. Last but not least, I want to thank you guys for watching this video at least till the end. Every paint and material and everything I used, I put in the description down below, so make sure to check that out. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I see you guys with the next build. Bye bye.